Well, I'm back at it again this morning working on the neglected garden up by the old farmhouse, and I wanted to show you just a few things that I got for the garden and some of the things that I got for the new Mediterranean or dry garden as well. This is something Braden and I went after we had that long day in the hot sun, just tearing out all the weeds and yuck. We ended up going down to a garden center just down the way a little ways and picking up just a few things to pop in to make it look a little bit better this year. And they will come back every year. So these are some perennials. I did get some annuals as well, just to kind of add a little bit more color into the garden, but mainly perennials. So here's just a quick look at what I picked up, and I'll just go through them really quick so you know kind of what I'm planting. And Jason's going to help me this morning. He's going to go ahead and, I didn't get to the dogwood. I'm going to go ahead and dig that out. I'm actually going to put it in a pot and see how well it does. It's going to either die or it's going to come back beautiful, and I'll put it in a place over in the shade garden, which is actually behind me, that will just be much more tolerable for its liking, which will have a little bit of sun, but mostly shade throughout the day and not that hot afternoon sun. That's one thing that the dogwoods don't like. I'm just going to go through some of the plants I chose, and we're going to place them out and get them planted. So the first thing that I got this is for the Mediterranean garden, but it is by Proven Winners. It's called a Prairie Winds Blue Paradise Grass, but love the color on this. I'm always gravitated towards blues and purples, but this is just really, really nice. And I've got 3 of these so far. I might grab a few more because I do really like them. They get about 36 to 42 inches tall with spacing about 24 inches. So they'll get pretty large. They're going to be hardy in zone 3 through 9. We're a zone 8B, so we should be good there. But I'm loving that color. The next thing I got, which is for the garden as well, that Mediterranean garden, I have some rocks that I'm going to put in, and so I thought this would be really, really pretty to go into the rock areas and just kind of tuck them in. This is a trailing germander. It's great for rock gardens, but this is really, really pretty. I like how it has that little bit of a purple flower to it and the deep greens, but it's a semi-evergreen, so that'll be nice as well. So then I picked up one of these. This was just on the discount table. I got these at Wavra Nursery, all 3 of these. But this is Purple Heart. But anyways, I've always loved these because my grandma always grew them. So I picked one of those up. They are not hardy in our zone, but I have a place that I'm going to stick that, and I'll show you guys later. Probably in another video when I get going on that area. So I did pick up another salvia. This is blue suede shoes. I love that. That's what we have in the garden already. So I have a few now. I think there's 5 in there. I picked up another phlox. This is gorgeous. I love the color. It's kind of a purpley color, and it's a dwarf garden phlox, so it's going to be a little bit shorter than some of the other ones. So bloom time is early summer to late fall, which is perfect for us. It's got lots of new little growth and buds on it that's coming. Really, really pretty. Plant in full sun to partial shade, which this will get. Grows 12 to 18 inches tall, and spacing is 12 to 14. So I think that's going to be perfect for this little area, this little neglected garden. I did, however, pick up some petunias. This one's really pretty. Braden helped me pick them out by Headliner, which is Crystal Sky Selecta. And then we got, I think, 5 of those. And then we have just a couple of these no-namers. It's just basically a pink petunia. I'm not sure which one this one is. It's not the bubblegum pink because that one's lighter, but this is a deeper pink. I like it. We also picked up some black-eyed Susans. I got 3 of these big monsters, but look at all those blooms. They're going to be gorgeous all through summer. And then adding in some of the rudbeckias that I have that may or may not bloom will be good. But that's my selection for the little garden that's been neglected. Just adding a little bit towards the front. I did, however, pick up this guy, this beauty, Sunny Susie Pink Beauty. This is a very vigorous vine. It's great for trellising, or kind of a cascade, but look at these blooms, you guys. I love this. So this is just gonna go, it's kind of almost like a lavender pink. So I have a little pot, a little terracotta pot that is needing something to grow up, a trellis, so I'm going to pop that in. That's just on the circle garden. So Look at the little bee, as happy as can be on that geranium. That'll be fun to watch. So this is the dogwood that is doing horrible. It's still got a little bit of green growth on it, but Jason's gonna lift it out. We're gonna put it in a pot, put some fertilizer, and just kind of stick it in the shade and see if we can get it to live on. If not, we're just gonna toss it. I'll probably pick another one up for the shade garden later this fall, but we'll see how it goes. We'll probably wait until next fall to see if this bounces back, because it does this every year the last 2 years since we lost that tree.
Okay, so I got about a cup full of biotone here. This helps plants when they're being transported, gives them some extra nutrients. So we're gonna put that in here.
So what we noticed is when Jason pulled this out of the ground, the root formation wasn't super great, so I'm not sure how well it's gonna do. He broke just a couple of the roots, but this is kind of, you can tell where it kind of started from a little tree. Like, this is literally the pot. It's been in the ground for probably 3 or 4 years, and I know that pink dogwoods in our area struggle a little bit. The white ones do great, but this one has always struggled. You can see the bark is just, kind of peeling. We're just gonna give it a go and see if it bounces back. We're gonna keep it until next spring and then find it a new home if it is happier and go from there. But if it dies, no big loss. And it's plenty wet, feels nice and moist. Just that afternoon sun just beats down on it and just creates an issue. So we'll get it into its new home and cross our fingers and hope it survives. Okay, so this is kind of what I came up with after fussing with it a little bit. We just have the few petunias popped through. And then I brought in, this is just a hanging basket that I had left over, and I thought I would just stick it on that septic round. It'll hide that a little bit, and I thought maybe just to pop it into a terracotta pot instead of a wine barrel. I don't know. We have some other things going to go onto this garden, and so I don't want to spend too much money and time and then have to move a whole bunch of things. So I think this is what we're going to do. But this is the salvia that we got going, another one here. So that's going to look really pretty. And then we popped in some of the black-eyed Susans through there. That phlox is right here, and then we just have some of the petunias kind of scattered in through this area here. And I think it will look okay. I will just cut off the top of that handle, put a terracotta pot underneath it, and call it good for this year until this fall when we do a few more things. I'm thinking about a crepe myrtle back over here, and then Jason and I talked about just taking out this strip of grass later and working on that this winter. So lots going on here, but I think it'll be pretty when it's done. I just love this view right here where you can see the little cottage greenhouse just straight through there. Just really, really pretty. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a quick little update and view. I guess Shyla wants to be the star of the show. her haircut. She just looks so funny. Anyways, so what I decided to do is, instead of putting a pot there, I felt like it was too crowded, and so I ended up putting the 2 rocks there and just covering the septic tank lid with just some compost. That's what we're using right now. So I think it looks really good. We have the black-eyed Susan, the little phlox, and then we have the other salvia right here. And you can kind of tell we have a few of the other ones kind of popped through here as well. So the black-eyed Susan, I've been watering them twice a day because it has been really hot and windy. But I'm loving how this looks, you guys. This is just really pretty with all the colors just kind of playing off each other. So I know it's not, you know, full and voluptuous yet, but it is coming along, and I can imagine in a couple of years, once I get this completed, as you know, all gardens change. It'll fill out and look really, really, really spectacular. And like I said, this little garden here is gonna get a facelift, another one come this fall. So I just didn't want to put too much time and effort into it. We have just the few little pops of petunias. One of them's already getting bug eaten. Oh dear, there's always something. But yeah, it looks much better than it has looked with just that big mess. And like someone suggested, putting some evergreens underneath. Definitely want to go that way. I was just kind of sketching out and drawing out what this garden might look like. So some of you had suggested to put some evergreens, kind of popped in here, and I definitely think it needs some winter interest and some fall interest, just that year round. And so it's just for me to kind of go through and figure out what exactly I want to do and what I want to bring into this space is going to be the next step. So anyways, but for now, I think it will be satisfactory for the rest of the season. And like I said, the dahlias will be coming on and everything's gonna be bursting into bloom. And I'm sure I'll find an excuse to buy something else for this little garden here.
Morning. I just wanted to show you what I've been working on for like the last couple days. Look at all this garlic that I have been working on cleaning and braiding. There's literally so much. I have all of this one. These ones are all hard stem garlic. These are all soft ones, but you would not believe how long it took me to get all of that processed. But in the works of that, I have some that didn't quite make it the cut of being good enough to store. So I'm gonna show you what exactly I do with all of that today. So in the process of cleaning all that garlic, there is quite a few here that weren't good enough to store. And by weren't good enough to store, I mean they got a little eaten, got some dirt in them, or just not gonna keep as long as the other ones will in storage. So these, instead of just wasting them all, because like these are all still great garlic, but they're not gonna last as long, and I'm not gonna be able to eat them that fast. So what I'm gonna do in order to preserve them and make sure my harvest lasts the longest is I'm gonna pickle these. Now I have done cucumber pickles before plenty of times, but that's like one of the things that we do like every single year without fail is make cucumber pickles. But I've never pickled garlic, but I love preserved garlic. It's fantastic for things like salads and just eating them raw even is delicious. Having them on a charcuterie board, things like salad dressing, throw them into food, throw them into other things. It's a great preserve stand, and it's a great way to use up a lot of your garlic because We have a ton of garlic, and we do gift a lot of our garlic to our friends. I always make sure that every time I make a harvest basket for a friend, I always add in some garlic for them. But I think this will be a fun project for me to do this morning before we have to start on bouquets. Now, obviously, the first step is I have to peel all of this garlic. So we gotta get prepped, okay? Okay, so that took friggin' forever. I just finished. I didn't even peel all these, but you'll see why. But I just finished kind of like separating all the cloves. A lot of them are really small, which is okay. This is kind of an experiment. I've never done this before, and it's okay if it fails, because what I'm gonna do next, I looked up on TikTok, like, what's the easiest way to peel garlic? Because I started and I was like, nah, man, this is gonna take me literally a week to do if I did it like by hand. So one of them was to pour boiling hot water on top of it and let it sit for a minute. So that's what I'm gonna try. And if I fail, I fail. Will not lie, that took frickin' forever. I think I started this, okay, look. So currently 11:22, and I think I started this around 8 o'clock. The peeling, like putting them in boiled water, helped a lot, actually. I would have been here even longer if I didn't do that, but we have a whole bowl of garlic that's now ready to be pickled. I have to make a brine and stuff, which I've never done before. Usually Beth is the one who like does all the like making of the brine and the whole process of the pickling. So I looked up a recipe. We have this book here, Fermenting Vegetables. This is by Kristen K. Scotty and Christopher Scotty. And I'm just gonna do their New York deli style pickles, but instead of it being cucumbers, I'm gonna do the garlic. I think that's the best bet. I think that's gonna be like a classic pickle flavor, because the other ones in here are like an IPA and a garlic style or a sweet dill. But I think we're gonna do the New York.
We need more of the fennel stuff. Not fennel.
Oh, that's what I'm missing. So guys, we got a new dog. Shyla got a haircut. What do you think, Bean?
She's not as chunky as we thought.
No, she's less dense. Okay, so it's a couple hours later. We just finished making all of our bouquets for the day, and I will not lie to you guys, I'm so tired, but I got all the ingredients like picked earlier today, so I feel like I have to do it now or it's just not gonna happen. Again, I am following this recipe here for New York pickles. Okay, this is the recipe that I'm gonna do, the New York deli one.
Okay.
And I have all the ingredients, I think.
So we are gonna do 15 cloves of garlic, 1 to 2 dried red chilies, 6 bay leaves, 2 tablespoons pickling spice or 1.5 teaspoons mustard seed, which we have plenty of, 1 teaspoon dill.
So it's either do the pickling spice or 1.5 teaspoons mustard seed, 1 teaspoon dill seed, or better, 2 fresh dill seed heads.
Which you have.
I do. And 2 teaspoons coriander seed.
No, it's 1 teaspoon coriander.
1 teaspoon coriander seed.
Ooh, you can do horseradish leaves? That's cool.
I thought about it, but I don't want to do it with garlic.
Yeah.
That's too much.
And then we just need a jar and then a topper so that it doesn't get air in it.
I don't know what I'm doing, so you need to help me.
I'm gonna help you. Don't worry.
Okay, so change of plans. We read directions. And we're just doing a simple brine, like a simple pickling brine, right? A basic brine is what we're doing. So that's pretty much just unchlorinated water and salt. We're doing half a gallon of water with 1/4 cup of salt. And then I have enough for 2 jars. I think I might do an experiment in this one and see about adding in some dill and bay, kind of like I originally planned, of like doing a pickle. I'm gonna try that, like partially. I'm just gonna do some dill and a bay leaf and a grape leaf with it and see how it turns out. And then these two will do a basic brine.
So garlic like this is really yummy to use in just like any type of dish, just to kind of zhuzh it up. And so we like to use it in salad dressings, but that just makes for a milder garlic. And basically when we have garlics that were not perfect, that we're gonna go bad super quickly, this is a way for us to put it on the pantry shelf and just hold it longer. We'll put it out in our cooler. So I'm just letting the salt kind of mill into the water and just get good and dissolved, and then we're just going to add it to the jars here and get them tucked away for later use. I love making salads, so this is a great additive that you can add. I think you probably add it to like some mayonnaise or any type of sauce like that too, for like sandwiches.
This is my experiment. I have 2 grape leaves, a bay leaf, a couple seed tops of dill, and some dill. Seed tops and dill. They're like super cute.
So next on the agenda, I have we had some leftover elderflower and some lemons that we had made that simple syrup with. And so what I did is just poured some vinegar in, and I thought I would just put that up mainly for like vinaigrettes. We do, of course, like a lot of salads. And this is just something kind of fun that you could add to a vinaigrette that just is gonna make the salad taste a little bit better. So just an experiment, but I'm gonna go ahead and bottle that up and get both of the garlic and this vinegar into the cooler. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for joining us back here at Crawley House. We love that you're tagging along and boosting my confidence. You know, we're all growing together because I don't know what the heck I'm doing half the time. But it's coming together. We have big plans for this garden as well. You know, in the future, my head is just full of ideas. But until next time, much success in all you do and grow, and we'll be seeing you shortly back here at Crawley House very soon. Bye-bye.